Hello everyone, Tim Taylor here, and the purpose of this video is to go over how you can create your own map in Google My Maps. So let's go ahead and get right into it. As you see on the screen, I've already opened up Maps here via the app. And when it comes to accessing My Maps, it's a little bit, I think they make it a little bit challenging sometimes. Google's, to me, I think it'd be nice if you just kind of click here on the menu and go right directly to My Maps. But you don't see them listed here. But if you go to Your Places, and you actually have labels here of places that were labeled as one column, ones that we saved, places that were visited according to your timeline, and then there's maps right here. And this will actually list some maps that I've actually made via My Maps and others that have just been shared with me. And if I want to go to My Maps and create one, I go there and create map, or I can see where it says see all your maps. If I click here, it will take me out to what I call the dashboard, which I like. And I wish there was just a direct link right here called My Maps where it could take me here. Another way you can get here is if you go up here to the URL, I'm not going to type it in, but if you were to get rid of all this and just put www.google.com/mymaps, put that for the URL, you would end up showing here. Okay. And notice when I'm here, what I call the My Maps dashboard, it shows all the maps I have access to. If I click here, let me list the ones that I've owned, ones that I have access to but I don't own them, and then ones shared with me, etc. And there's some options over here in the menu. You can check this out on your own, but notice I can create a new map from here. I can also download the Android app, and everything you do in My Maps gets saved directly to Drive. So if I click here, it actually takes me to the folder there in Drive that has all my maps. So again, I can click create a new map here, or I can just go ahead and use this button here. So I'm going to go just click on it, and we'll kind of go through this together. Be aware for your assignment for the course, you need to create a map that has 2 place marks, one line and one shape, and your map has to have a name and a little description, and then you also have to make sure that you name your different elements, and that will kind of take care of itself when you add them. I'll be honest with you, this part to me can be a little bit confusing. I know why they do it, because you know how you have maps and you have different layers, and you can even see that in the old paper maps where they kind of have this see-through layer that you can plop down to topography or maybe population centers, and you just kind of keep adding these layers to different maps. So I see the whole concept of it. I guess I'm just mentally challenged. It's kind of hard for me to see how it all ties in if you're just doing a little simple basic map. So you may see me kind of fumble through here a little bit when it comes to these layer things, but basically I just kind of enter things. This layer thing kind of takes care of itself to a degree. But the biggest thing you want to do is make sure, again, you don't want to have an untitled map for your name, so make sure you give it a name. I'm going to just call this Home to Strasbourg Museum. That's the route I'm going to show here on my map. And again, it's just directions to Strasbourg Museum in Virginia, because there's one in Pennsylvania and some people get confused with, from my home on, let's see, High Street. And I'll hit save. So I got a name for it now because I don't want untitled. And basically, you'll see the little icons that we're going to be using here. You have undo and redo. I say it's good to have undo and redo if you get stuck in do. So these buttons come in handy. Here you can actually select items and also zoom in and out of your map by double clicking. Here's where you can add your place marker if you want. I can also be done by putting an address up there. Here's where this is a tool to draw your lines. Here you can actually just add directions. So you put point A to point B, it will take you there. And here you can also then measure distances and areas. So I'm just going to go ahead and start here. I'm going to start with the destination. I'm going to put in Strasbourg Museum. And let's just see the address. And notice here it actually pops up for me. It's on East King Street. You have to put in no address, but if it's halfway familiar, it will pop up here. So I'm going to click on that. And notice when I put it there, it gives details from Google Maps. So it actually gives a link to the website there for Strasbourg Museum. If I click here, it actually view it in Google Maps. There's actually a phone number, so nice some information has been added there. So if people have added information, it'll be there for you. But what's nice here, here's the option here, right? Add to map. So in other words, I just go and click here, add a map, and it's going to be there. Now, another way I could have done is I could have hit this little place mark right here, and it gives me that tool, and I just go down here and find it, and I can just click and drop it on there. But I like just putting the address. So if you know it, the address of where you're going, you do your own map, and of course, it could be more than one place. Just type them in there, and then when it pops up, just click add to map. If not, you just gotta get this little pointer here and put it on there, and I'll try to do that for the house, so you can just kind of see it. So I'm gonna go and click add to map. All right, so notice now, again, and this layer is called untitled. I don't really be concerned about that because the other thing's going to pop up. Biggest thing is make sure you name your map. But now we have the Strasburg Museum here listed. And before we put my house down, and notice when I go across there, there's a little bucket. If I click on that, notice I can change the color if I want. All right, now I make it brown or green or whatever. All right. And if I want to, I actually change the shape. You know, if I want to put a circle there, square, star, and if I click on more icons, notice I have all these kind of icons here. You have different categories and points of interest. Okay, so all different kind of little icons. Notice there's a lot more to scroll through. Oh, it is basically when you click up here, it just kind of like a bookmark. Takes you down through there. Okay. I don't know if there's any points of interest here that might be applicable more to museum or not. There's more like a key there to it. Let's just go ahead and just use this for kicks and do OK. And now my icon looks like that. All right. Now, so you have those options there. So I'll click that. That's just going over to the right. But look over here now. If I want to remove this, I can. But now look what I have here. Again, I can do my style. Again, I can click and access what I just did over there on the left. Look here, if I want to edit the name of it or whatever, put a little description in there, I can do that. So I'm going to put in Great Little Museum. Anytime you can add descriptions, people, I recommend you do it. And notice here, if I click here, I can add an image or a video. So if I click here, I can actually put an image URL. Again, if you go like on the web, if you right click on any image, you'll see a link to the image URL. I can actually do a Google image search. I can do a YouTube search. So I can put a video in there. I can put a YouTube URL if I know exactly what the address is. I'm kind of curious. I'm going to put in Strasburg Museum. I don't know if someone's put up something for our community or not. I'll put Virginia to be on the safe side because again, there is a Strasburg, Pennsylvania. And look at that, Strasburg, Virginia Museum. Let's put up, last summer, I thought they did. Nice little video there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that, and I can actually watch the preview. There's a nice little showing there of our museum from last summer. Very nice. There's also one of a nice little model railroad we have. I highly recommend if you're close by, please come to our museum because it is a great little museum. So I'm going to hit select, getting off track here. So now when people click on this icon, they'll ask me to view this video right here, which is really neat. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And again, the way I got that is by this little icon here. Notice I did it when I was out in another box, but here it is here. Here, if I want to go with, if I want to click here, I can actually pick another destination, get directions. And if I don't like it, I can just go ahead and delete it. All right, so a lot of information on this little place mark, address, link to a website. I can go here directly out in the Google Maps. Here's location, coordinates, video, so a lot of neat stuff. All right, so look, there's one item already there. I need to have two places now. So what I want to do now is I'm going to go to my house. Now I'm zoomed out too far. I can't see, so I'm going to double click and get closer, not drag it. So I need to be able to see my house here. So I'm going to put a place mark. Now I live on 144 High Street, so I need to get to High Street. Again, the museum's down here, and here's High Street over here. And my house is right here. It might be kind of hard to see because of gray. So again, I can put the address in here, people, and just click add a map, and that's the easiest way to go. But I want you to be aware that sometimes there may not be a specific point, and maybe your students or you are making a map where there might be some type of a natural destination or something that didn't have a specific address. So you want to be able to just add regular place marks. So I'm going to go and click here on this tool. So what I do is I can come down, and like I said, my home's right here. So I'm going to go ahead and click and see what it is that added a place mark for me. So I'm going to call this home. Now I'm going to go ahead and put in 144 High Street, Strasburg, Virginia, and go ahead and hit save. And just like I did before, I'm going to change style. I can add a picture if I want, edit it, etc. If I click here, I'm going to go ahead and make it purple since that's the official Strasburg color. Okay, and again, I can change the icon. I'm just going to leave as a place mark for this right here. So I've got it. Now, if I hit directions to here, see what I can do again is that actually creates another layer. I can just put in here, for example, the museum, and it will find, just like I did for the driving directions, it will easily fill in the road directions to you. So really, there's a shortcut to what I'm showing you to do here, how you can create your own My Map. But again, I'm just using this example, but it's just a great way where you can take a blank map and use it to draw lines to things that maybe aren't driving directions somewhere. So even though there's like a little shortcut that we're actually creating, and I think it's just great, especially because students just love doing this, being able to create routes on their own using the tools for My Maps. And it does a great, it's amazing, especially when you do something in the local community, how they start recognizing places in their local community that they never thought of before. So I'm going to close that out. So what I'm going to do here then is I need to go ahead and then do, like I said, I need to have at least one line. I'm going to go ahead and draw lines from down here to the museum. So again, I'm going to go up here to my draw a line tool, and I can do a driving route, biking route, or a walking route. All right, so I'm going to go just do a walking route. It's close enough I can walk. So it says click on the map where we want to start tracing your route. So I'm going to go ahead and click here in front of my house, and then I'm going to go ahead and basically I just want to go ahead and walk. So I'm just kind of clicking here, and we just go ahead and let's go here to Queen Street. All right, and then we're going to go here. All right, and notice how it gets a little touchy like this because see why? In other words, it almost wants me to go on that street there, which I'm going to be fine with it. It's a little touchy at times, but see, I'm going to take me down to the museum, so I'm going to go ahead and click. So basically now I have a nice little untitled layer there called walking. All right. And what you need to do is I think I need to just click around the very end in order to close the thing out. And there it finally did stop. And notice it has directions for walking, so it made this for me. So this is my line, and it's already labeled. All right, and that's what's kind of new because before you had to actually like type in exactly what you wanted. So if I wanted to, I can click here, and first of all, here this option here. If you do something you don't like it, you can delete the layer. You can also do step-by-step directions, and it'll give you more detail. And you can play around with this, or you can rename the layer if you don't like what those directions are. So if I like to rename the layer, I can just say, walking directions to museum. Or I can just say walking route. Okay, and just hit save. So just rename that right there. Okay. So again, there's my line. Again, you need to do one of those. The other thing you need to do is draw a shape. All right, and basically you can draw a shape by using your line option here. Because I know, for example, outside of museum, there's a place we do apple butter. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do right here is I'm just going to go and draw a little area out here side our museum that we use for apple butter. So I can go and click right here. All right. And if I click here, I should be able to just go ahead and add a line or a shape. Let me click on if I get to a mode here. All right, if I go ahead and get to the tool, all right, maybe I need to add a layer. And I guess this is something totally new here. Okay. Yep. See, I had to add a layer first. Before it didn't make me do that. So again, like I said, maps are always changing. So in order to draw a line or a shape, you have to add a layer first. And that's fine because what I want to do is I can call that apple butter making area. So I want to go now add a line or a shape. So it will allow me to go ahead. And what it is, this is over here to the right hand side. So I'm just going to go ahead and click here. Okay, and there's a little shape. And so basically I'm going to go ahead and call it here apple butter area. Place we make apple butter every year. And I'm going to go ahead and save that. All right, and basically it's underneath the untitled layer. I can go ahead, and again, if you don't like that, you can just still say apple butter area. So you can name that there again, because that's, it's better to just have untitled there. But basically what it is there's a layer here that has this icon on it. Now notice again, I have different options. I want to go ahead and change the color. I can do that. Okay, maybe make it a little bit brighter there. That's on the outside. Right now I'm just changing the border. Okay, maybe I'll make that a little bit, the width a little bit larger there. Okay. Again, I can add an image or a video. If I want to, I can go ahead and edit the thing. And notice what is nice is it tells me the area here is 37 feet of this polygon that I drew. So it's kind of neat for doing areas. So again, you'll see how math can become applicable into this. All right, so let me go ahead and get back out of here. Again, it's very hard to see the area here because once I zoom out my map, but I've got it there. So again, when you zoom into your shape or whatever, I know to zoom in if I need to see the thing. All right, so again, I've got walking routes. I've got the one line. Let me go back out here, remove my map. I've got my two destinations, my home and the museum itself, and I got my little polygon if I got to zoom in really to see it. But that's on your map as well. I could have actually, of course, gone and added another layer, okay, because I'm still selecting a layer here. I could draw a lot bigger one if I wanted to. I could have gone here and clicked on it and put it a little bit larger if I wanted to. All right. Let me go ahead and delete this one. Just popped on there. So just make sure you have those variables there on your map. Make sure that you name them. Now that we have it here, what we want to go ahead and do then is we want to go ahead and make sure we save this map here. So if I go right here, it comes down. Notice I have different options here. New map, copy map, open a map, etc. Export to KML file. Set a default view, print my map, etc. What I want to do here now is I want to go ahead and share this. Now, if I want to, I'd hit preview, and you'll see just what it is without all the stuff around the edges. A little more clearer view. That's something you can check out yourself here. But what you want to do now is you want to go ahead and do share, because you want to do is you need to share a link to this map, okay, that everyone can see. Now, what it does is it goes out to the sharing option just like you do for Google Docs. So what you want to do here is make sure people can view it and make it public. So you can just share it with me, but I want to put the link into a Moodle there where everyone can see it. So where it says private, you want to change this and you want to make it public on the web so everyone can view it. Now you don't want them to edit it, but keep that in mind. What's neat is you can actually have share maps within your class, and students can actually all have edit access and they can create one map together, collaborate on it. So that's a great thing to remember as well. But right now, just for this course, you can just go ahead and hit views. So hit public on the web, people can see it, view it, hit save. So again, make sure when you create your map, you click change. We'll say it's just private, make it public. And so now you have this URL here. So I'm gonna hit Control C. It would copy that URL and hit done. And then you go to our discussion forum in Moodle. You would paste that link there, and then people can access and see your map. Okay. So again, I'll put there's other little links I'll share with you about my maps. You got to play around with them because again, sometimes you can get a little bit of confusing over here, but a neat tool, and every time I've done this with students, they really enjoy it. Okay, so have some fun with your map, and look forward to seeing all of them. Everyone take care and have a great week.